So, the Cleveland Cavaliers in the Garden, as this was one hell of a dogfight here tonight, as RJ Barrett started off hot, and it was great to see him actually finally show up in this series. And well, we'll talk about it even more as this goes on. As well, Donovan Mitchell turns it over here to RJ Barrett, and RJ Barrett takes it to the cup, coast to coast. And we were off to 1990 start, as this first quarter ended like 17-17, and no team could get going from the three-point line as Darius Garland shoots it, well, over the top. Well, I mean, this was the Cavaliers' whole first half, to be quite frank with you. It was a whole lot of turnovers, a whole lot of missed three-pointers, and it was rough. It was really rough, and some of it was good offense that they just couldn't knock down shots, and some of it was really good defense as the Knicks navigated the screens a lot better. They played much better overall defensively as Jalen Brunson gets the runaway dunk, his third dunk of the season after the steal, and the Knicks were off to a really great start here. Here's another rough turnover that's kinda unforced, right? And the Knicks get on the break as RJ Barrett dunks it down, and the 15-point lead here as Julius Randle finally here plays and gets the ball to RJ Barrett again, who knocks it down again. And RJ Barrett showed up tonight, baby. And I mean, the game was kinda over. There's another rough turnover after the double team on Donovan Mitchell, and here's an alley-oop to Obi Toppin as the game was over kinda right there, man. And it felt like the Cavs never kinda stood a chance. That Donovan Mitchell had some good offensive moments, but was really rough with the turnovers. Darius Garland didn't show up at all, and the only player that showed up in the second half offensively was Caris LeVert, which, to be quite honest with you, is just never gonna be enough. And the Knicks had a good strategy when they double-teamed, played much better around the screens, whether it was Josh Hart navigating those screens, whether it was Emmanuel Quickly picking up full court, especially Donovan Mitchell, and it was just great. No Quentin Grimes in the second half as he did something to his shoulder, and he couldn't play in the second half. Will be interesting to see if he plays the next game, which is probably on Sunday, right? So that's something to monitor, but he has not been really good this series offensively, so it shouldn't be that much of an issue in a way. But of course you don't want to see anybody injured, and you would love to see him get going, because if they want to have a shot in the next series, you need him to get going, kinda. And Julius Randle 3 of 15, but he made some clutch shots at least and didn't turn the ball over that much, which is great. RJ Barrett with 19 and 8 and 3 set the tone early, was really good tonight. Shout out to RJ Barrett for bouncing back. Mitchell Robinson with 5 offensive rebounds, he set the tone also on the boards tonight. Jalen Brunson with 21, 4 and 6, he was great. Josh Hart and Quickly off the bench were great. Toppin had his moments off the bench. And of course, it was all about the defense, as we talked about. They played just suffocating defense on the Cavs. As I mean, Mitchell was 9 of 19. He was shooting all right, but missed a lot of good looks. Was sped up a bit with this defense, and they just never kinda looked comfortable, the Cavaliers. And Darius Garland had 10 points on 21 shots. It was a really rough showing tonight from him, but he'll bounce back. I know he will bounce back. That's my guy right there, and I know he'll bounce back. I believe in you, boy. Jared Allen was another non-factor. Need to see him more involved, man. He can be playing 37 minutes and just have 5 rebounds, 6 points, man. Need to see him more involved. He was rough out there tonight. Maybe they need to switch up the strategy a little bit. Maybe more double teaming, trapping. Also, maybe have him come up just a little bit higher. But at the same time, the Knicks love to hunt those mismatches for Mitchell and, of course, Garland, for Jalen Brunson and everyone, so they can get those matchups. What I liked from the Cavs, just quickly, before we get to the Knicks, I liked... Wait, I will already talk about the Knicks. What am I doing? I liked in the second half that they ran more guard pick and rolls, whether it was Mitchell and Garland, whether it was Garland and Mitchell, whether it was Caris LeVert instead of one of these two guys. They ran more pick and rolls that way, and it created much better offense, it felt like. So, that was nice, but they just need to show up more. Mobley, 10 points, 10 rebounds on 10 shots. Just not good enough. Need more from him. 3 turnovers also. You need more from him. They had 20 turnovers overall. 6 of them were Donovan Mitchell, which is why I said he didn't play a good game at all. He was okay offensively at least, but he needed to play much better tonight. And of course, Darius Garland needs to show up. It's just all about showing up, right? Garland just couldn't make any shots, and it was, of course, a lot of good defense played, but some of it is just he missed some good shots, which of course can be due to the fact that the defense was so good. But man, Darius Garland is such a talented offensive player that he needs to figure this out. And I'm really excited to see how they manage to go. I mean, what they do in game 4, because the Knicks just look better, if you're being honest. Even in the game, the Cavs blew them out. I don't know, man. I just feel like the Knicks have more belief, more... I'm not sure if chemistry is the right word, because I feel like the Cavs do have the chemistry, but they have the more sound... Not the more sound defense, but the more physical defense, right? The Knicks are more physical than the Cavs, and it feels like it's bothering Allen, it's bothering Mobley, it's bothering Garland. Mitchell, I don't think that much, but of course he was getting double team, triple team trapped, and he was throwing some really bad passes out of those double teams. So they have some strategies for Donovan Mitchell also. I'm really excited to see some adjustments, more guard pick and rolls maybe. We'll see what the bench can do, because the bench, of course, is the main issue anyway, because the bench barely gives you anything. They started Caris LeVert tonight instead of Okoro, so that was an interesting adjustment. The defense didn't suffer that much, but the offense was, I mean, purely bad. I mean, of course, Caris LeVert missed a lot of shots in the first half. He was bad, but he was the only one keeping them in it in that third quarter, so I don't know. We'll see what the Cavs figure out, but I am not expecting the Caris LeVert to continue starting, but who knows, maybe he will, because to be fair, in the second half, it felt like he got more comfortable in there. Hopefully Darius Garland is good. He tweaked his ankle as he was out of bounds, stepped on some cameraman. Hopefully his ankle will be alright and he can play, because he needs to bounce back and he needs to show... Needs to be better, my guy. I believe you, my boy. I need to see Darius Garland just have another great playoff game, because I like the guy so much. But that's just me being selfish. Shout out to the Knicks, man. They are one hell of a team right now. And one hell of a season already. And the Knicks fans showed up big time, which you knew they would, man. They're crazy.